for stopping by, and I hope everything was to your liking. Jump in, make it, damn it, damn it,
All right, I think they can all hear us.
Oh no. Let's stop talking about them then.
Yeah, no, let's stop talking about them. We were definitely talking about some very interesting stuff when it comes to chat. Definitely nothing inconspicuous whatsoever.
Not at all.
Nothing. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do the intro. All right, you're gonna hate.
Yeah.
All right, might want to cover your ears. What's up? Greetings, Spin Dashers. The name is Movie Sonic. Welcome back again for another live stream. Today I brought in a very special guest. You may have seen him around. I just met him like today. I found him on the side of the street. He was hiding in a cardboard box. His name is like Random Goon VO or something like that. I've seen him around. I think he voices like Shadow or something.
Yeah, I don't know. You gotta. I heard about this guy. You gotta watch out for him.
Yeah, I
He's
don't
no
know.
good.
I heard he stole somebody's wallet earlier.
Like 5 of them, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Well, what's up,
Going on?
dude? What's up?
Not much. Not much. Thank you for having me. I wasn't expecting to be here. It's really cool to be on a big channel like yours, and I'm just here to answer any questions you guys might have. Maybe do a little trolling. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. All right, guys, y'all. I have to apologize for.
What was that?
God damn it.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Hello?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Is the stream still good? What is happening?
It's too powerful.
Oh God. Hang on.
You got Project Shadow here. You like broke the stream.
Oh God, yeah. I brought you and it broke the stream. Hang on. I have an idea. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Okay.
Hang on. Alrighty.
What's up, Felipe?
What's up? Sorry, you may not be able to hear him right now. I just switched to my browser. Hopefully that might cut down the lag. What's up, Felipe? Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you can make it. Hello. You cannot hear him at the moment. Give me 1 second. You know what? Screw it. I'll just go with regular audio. All right, you can speak now.
Okay.
Oh
Hello.
no, the reactive Fuji. What I've done? No. Come on. Oh, it's not gonna work anymore.
Powerful stream. Too
God
strong.
Damn it. Well, now you're just gonna be staring at a tiny little thing of shadow.
Yeah, tiny shadow.
Yeah, tiny shadow. It's no longer gonna be reactive, but yeah, he's still here. He's still here, fam.
I'm still alive.
He's still alive.
I can see all your. I can see the chat. Felipe said it's running good for him.
Oh, I hope so.
I don't know how everyone else.
Hello, Abomination. Hello, Dark the Hedgehog. Hello, Felipe. I already messed up on the name. Felipe.
Oh, Abomination, that's my girlfriend. Hey, honey. How you doing?
Wait, what the hell? Oh, that's her? Damn.
Yeah. That's the goated VA. She's pretty epic.
Hey, oh God, the subscriber thing is not working at all. That's amazing. Nothing I can do though.
Felipe, what did you do? Felipe hacked the stream.
Oh God. Hi Daniela Moon.
What
Hi
the hell?
Silent D. Yo, actually, I want to give a quick shout out to Silent D for the remix he made. That's the music you heard at the beginning of the video. That was amazing that he made. Please go subscribe to him. He makes amazing remixes. That was awesome. It was a special gift for me that I did not see because he didn't tell me it was there for my 200K live stream special. Thank you so much, Silent D, for that awesome remix. You guys might be hearing that music more often.
Oh man. Silent D. He follows. He subscribes to me too. He's a good guy.
Hey.
I've only heard good things about him.
Yeah. Alrighty, but what's up, everybody? Today, yeah, we brought on technically we brought on Random Goon VO. Now I have actually this is the most important question ever.
Okay.
Do I call you Goon or do I call you Random?
You can call me. Let's call me Random. I'm honestly considering changing the name altogether, just because the latter word has changed in recent years, and you call me Random. It's just easier.
I don't know. Everybody knows you by Random Goon.
You're right. Random Goon VO. What's up? You call me whatever you want. Whatever's easier for you. People call me Random. People call me Goon. People call me Stinky. It doesn't matter.
Oh, really?
Any one of the three. What's up, man? What's up, guys? What's up, chat? Thank you for being here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right. So if y'all want to ask some questions to Random Goon, feel free to. I will be reading them out to them, and if he wants, he can read out to the himself as well. Read to himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for reading it out to me, because I can't read. I don't want to tell chat, but
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a hard enough
Appreciate
life
you.
not being able to read.
Yeah, it's rough out here.
Yeah, it's tough, man. We got to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Emery19 says she loves Project Shadow. Thank you. You're pretty epic yourself.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully this stream keeps itself in place.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I really do like the juxtaposition from Small Shadow to Giant Sonic. It's really funny.
Yeah, this my
I love that. It's really
stream.
funny. He's so angry. He's so angry.
I did not
What
realize
is so
that,
bad about it?
actually. I just said I'm gonna take these two PNGs, I'm gonna put them on the stream.
I love it.
Hold up. Hang on, no, hold up. I'm gonna
It's so
remove them.
cool.
I'm gonna remove them for 1 second.
No.
It said I disconnected. All right, there you go. Okay, you're a little bit bigger, but now you're staring at chat deviously.
Yeah. I am inquiring.
Yeah, stream is lagging. Fuck.
Ooh, okay. So before I go any further, I see what was it? Someone asked to Rangoon. I don't know who that guy is. So to Rangoon, what got you into the Sonic franchise? I started back in, because I'm old as hell. I started back in Sonic 3 for the Genesis, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That was the first exposure I had to Sonic, and I just fell in love with the world. It's very infectious. And yeah, it all went downhill from there. I became a Sonic. I became obsessively obsessed with Sonic since then. I don't know. It's a very fun world to live in. Really cool.
It's so glitchy. Oh, Jamie Glover, thank you for the $2 donation.
Thanks, Jamie.
Oh, I gotta.
You're pretty cool.
I gotta move that donation thing a little bit. It's glitchy. Yeah, sorry guys. Nothing I can do. YouTube being YouTube. Yeah, I got a couple questions of my own actually.
Yeah, let's start with your questions.
All right, let me get out the Google Doc very quick.
Let me get the Google Doc. That's awesome. That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's just about 50 or so questions. Don't worry about it.
It's all good. I'm ready. I'm ready to answer all 51.
It's about 6 or so, but I was gonna let chat ask a couple of other questions as well, because there was a couple of other stuff, like because some of these questions might take a while.
Yeah.
So, one of my question is, this is for anybody who This is for anybody who might actually be aspiring to be a voice actor, and if you want to give your advice for this, feel free to. Do you have any advice for people who might actually, who might be aspiring to be voice actors or work in projects voicing characters or starting their own stuff?
Here's what I'm gonna say right now. Take the word aspiring and destroy it. Because if you just by you doing it makes you a voice actor. You just gotta do it, man. It's I've had this question asked a lot, but the honest answer is to just do it. Like, I started out in 2022 just doing a really bad I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I was doing a really bad Hisoka impression, if you guys watch Hunter x Hunter. And it did some numbers on TikTok, and then from there I was just like, oh, Elite Sonic fan meme posts, I'm gonna voice over that. And I started doing it, and people started liking it. The big thing was, and this is in no disrespect to any voice actors out there right now, I just heard people do it, and I was just like, I can do that better. But in that time, I grew and I learned that I just really enjoyed doing it. It turned into a more positive outlook. Yeah, man, just all you have to do is just start doing it, even if it's like on your phone, with a USB mic. Just do it, man. Like, you'll get better if you want to keep doing it. This is something that you're serious about doing. Just start. You know, it's like with anything. You got to do it a million times over before you can get good at it. But you have to start. That's the main thing. But I believe in all of you. You can do it.
I was not aware that your voice was doubled over in the live stream the entire time. Nobody told me.
Chat, what's going on?
I was not aware that your voice
Chat
was
set
doubled
me up
over.
for failure.
Dang it. Well, the stream is already
okay.
falling apart. Also, how do you say that? Abimation. Is that how you say that?
Abimation.
Abimation.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for the £5.
Thank you, Pookie.
Bag. It says Bag, Sonic, and Small Bubby Shadow. Let's go.
Big Sonic and Bumpy Shadow.
Oh, I thought it was like Bag Sonic. Like, what are you begging me for?
Beg Sonic to get Shadow to get bigger, please. No, okay.
I made him grow by a few inches. There you go. Like, that's as big as he's gonna
be. It's all good. But yeah, man, just start. Just start doing it. Like, whether it's like through like meme posts or your own stuff, just start. That's all you gotta do. Just talk into that microphone and do it. You know.
Why is Shadow bigger than why I'm getting them mixed up already just by the word. Why is Sonic bigger than Shadow in this? Looks like he's more powerful than the ultimate life form, which is wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I lost in the Sonic versus Shadow thing. Okay, this is what you get. This is what you get.
That is very true.
This is what you get.
That is very true.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. You beat me in a fight, now you gotta remain small. That's how it works.
Felipe, we kind of asked for this, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh, Kawaii asked you a question.
What was the question?
What is the
Kawaii?
most challenging role you've ever done?
Oh man. The most challenging role I've ever done, it was Shadow. Like, that was because, okay, so for Project Shadow, because it was not, the original language was not English, it was in Portuguese. When we dubbed it, I don't know if people are familiar with how dubbing works. You have to match the lines being said as the character is talking, and to work with that limited space with the English translated script is very challenging, because you still have to you have to get it all in one shot. Emotions, like especially with heavy scenes, like you have to be consistent whilst matching the flaps. And that was like the toughest part. But Shadow specifically was just because everyone knew him as everyone associated him with Jason Griffith's Shadow, where he's I'm the ultimate life form, I talk like this, right? But Felipe, he, like you and I discussed before, he wanted to take the character in a different direction, where he was at a time before he lost his innocence. So it's trying to train my brain to teach myself on the fly how Shadow would talk before everything went down. And then as the film progresses, he starts to gradually turn into the Shadow that we know. That was the toughest part, because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Shadow is the one character I don't have a lot of confidence in, like voice-wise. I've always thought he was like the weakest of all my characters that I do, just because like trying to, he just felt like a, I just voiced him like a stereotypical brooding character. But now I had to challenge myself and make him feel emotion. That was tough. That was really tough.
I do not blame you for that, actually. I was kind of the same way when I first started out with my Movie Sonic channel, actually. Because when I first started out, I was 14 when I started doing this channel. I remember that. I was 14, done this for like 5 years. No, yeah, I started when I was like young. Like, I started around the same year when the first Sonic movie came out. I was 14 when I started this channel.
That's crazy.
And when I first started doing it, I was so nervous about doing that voice. Because number one, you're having to mimic a celebrity, because that's not easy to do. Like, there's a difference between mimicking a character and a specific celebrity. So when I was doing that, that was very nerve-wracking to do in the beginning, because I have no experience with this. I have no idea what I'm doing. And the best advice, it goes both ways. The best advice you can give during that situation is literally just to practice and find your mark and where you're comfortable with that, and see what in your case, and see what the creator wants, and see what he's okay with. Or in my case, what's good enough. What's good enough, at least in my case.
No, it's just everyone works at different paces. The important thing is, the other thing I will mention to go follow up on the original question was how do you get into voice acting? The main thing that I recommend doing is working on your natural voice first. If you can emote and be expressive with your natural voice, then you can move on to like other voices, because it all stems from that. If you don't have a grip on your natural voice, you won't have a grip on other type of voices that you do. So it's best to just like really lock in on your natural voice and then go from there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my opinion. Just do it, man. Just do it, or chaos spear,
or die.
or throw a chaos spear and then motivate you. No, I'm just joking, but just do it, man. You have the time. You can do it, even if it's like 5 minutes a day. Just read things out loud, and like read it with intention, and then eventually, as you do it, like with anything that you do on a consistent basis, you will start to adapt. Now you just have to be consistent with it. That's what you really need to focus on. Just do it, be consistent, and the results will come.
That's all anybody can do.
Yeah, just like with anything, man.
You mind if I give some of my own advice as well that I found that can kind of help out with doing voice acting?
Go for it.
I find it helps to challenge myself to voice any kind of character whatsoever, whether that's a cartoonish character or like a brooding character, a crazy character, and stuff like that. I would practice characters from like the 80s or 90s and try to get their voices down, so that way I could learn and teach my voice how to do certain ranges. So when I go to voice a different character, if it sounds like, or if I already have my vocals trained in a specific way to mimic that character by doing a different one, it would be easier to get to that role, and it'd be a lot easier on you.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that also. Like for me, like what I did was, once I had a grip on my natural voice, I did exactly what you said, and I challenged myself to do other types of characters. And that is why I voiced all 3 hedgehogs in my shorts, because I was starting out and I didn't really have the like, I was nervous to ask people for help, so I had to learn on my own. But it worked out in my favor, because now you have 3 different ranges of 3 different characters, and in doing so, it helped me with each and every one. So like Sonic's bass voice helped me with Silver's voice, because it's just a little more pitched up and nasally, and then you pitch it down a little bit, and it's just my Shadow voice. So yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I agree with that. Challenge yourself.
Yeah. Alrighty. Hang on. I'm trying to think. Cause there were a ton of questions that were being asked during those 20 minutes.
I did see one question. Daniela Moon asked, "What are your opinions on Shadow the Hedgehog? And when you figured out how to voice Shadow, was it fun?" Okay. I think Shadow sucks. I think he's the worst character in the franchise. No, I'm joking. He's pretty cool.
Chat,
Shadow's
call him
my
out.
second
Find
favorite.
his IP address.
Shadow is my second favorite character in the franchise. He's just very complex, and I think the movie, the fan film, and Shadow Generations really were able to showcase that. Like, he's not just a brooding edgelord character. He has a lot of layers and complexities to him, and he's kind of inspirational in a way, because it's like, despite all the bad stuff that's happened, he's still pushing forward, fighting the good fight. And I think there's something really special like about that. And when you figured out how to voice Shadow, was it fun? Yeah, I think voice acting is fun in general, but it's especially fun when you crack the code and you figure out how you want to voice a certain character in a natural way. It's really nice. It's very exhilarating. I'm glad I finally got, after years of practice. I'm very glad I have my take on the character, that while it's different from a lot of other previous and current voice actors' takes, I'm glad to call mine my own. It feels good.
It feels good to have that accomplishment. Also, this is a very interesting question that actually is for both of us, whatnot. What are your thoughts on the IDW Sonic comics?
You go first, because I have some stuff to say.
Here's my opinion. Take everything from IDW that's actually good and put it into a Sonic show. You'd have the most banked Sonic piece of media you'd ever be able to live on. Take everything from the games and IDW that's actually good and important, where you can change it up and make it better, put it into a Sonic show. You'd have like 10 seasons, and you'd have a whole Ninjago era, but Sonic.
I agree.
That's literally what you could do. Sega could do that. Like, that's what they could do. Like, I know they make basic games, but they could make a crap ton of more money if they did that.
Yeah, I agree. And with that being said, why in the world, Sega? I'm talking to you directly. Why haven't you made a Chow mobile game? Do you understand how much money that would make? Do you have any idea how much you could support the franchise forever with just that alone? But IDW comics, I think they're good. I think they're a lot of fun. For the most part, they capture the feel of like what Sonic is supposed to be. It does sometimes get a little muddled with certain writing decisions, but I don't think that's any one person's fault. I think for the most part, it's consistent. It's way more consistent than Archie Sonic. I'll be honest with you. That's just me. But you know, like you said, if you were to take the content from IDW and put it into a game, or games plural, you have an endless supply there. Like, there's so many cool characters that have yet to be introduced into the mainline games that come from IDW. Just to name a few, Surge. I don't know why that character is not in a mainline game at all. It's very silly that she's not. She's a very, very complex character. Rough and Tumble, those are my goons. I love them to death.
That caught me off guard.
those are my goons right there. Rough and Tumble are my goons.
So you mean to tell me you want to change your name, yet you use that phrase? You're gonna keep your name like that. You're not about to change it when you start phrasing like that. You can't do that. Also, what's up, Syscomic Dub?
What's up, man? What's up? Shout out to Syscomic. He's cool fella. But yeah, I think we should introduce, because they talk about some of these characters from IDW in the games. Like in Frontiers, they mentioned Tangle, they mentioned a bunch of other characters, if I remember correctly. But
they mentioned Styx in Frontiers as well, which was very interesting to me, at least. Yeah, she's from the Sonic Boom universe, but now she's canonically in the modern universe. I'd like to see her come back, actually, and how she would act in the modern day universe.
I just let them get crazy with it. I think Frontiers and Shadow Generations, I say what you want about those games, but when they decided to take off the restraints and let them do anime stuff, I think that's when Sonic's at its best, in my opinion. Just let it go crazy like that. Have fighting giant kaiju-like monsters in a Super Saiyan form, Shadow doing all this crazy stuff in the stuff that he did in Shadow Generations. Let them do crazy stuff.
I want to.
You can do.
I'm sorry.
What's
ahead.
up?
I don't mean to cut you off.
No, I think that was it. I think that was it. Just let them do cool stuff. Bring the characters from IDW into the games, and everybody wins.
Oh, Jesus Christ, what the hell? Oh, thank you for the Ron. No, Ron, I don't know what currency that is, but thank you so much for the 25 Ron. Predecessor? Is that how you say that? Movie Sonic, I love your videos. Also, Amy was. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There was something I kind of headcanon for a while that they could have fixed up with one of the Sonic. I mean, there's a lot they could have fixed up with the Sonic games.
Oh yeah.
But there's one in specific that I really think they could have made it amazing if they fixed it up this way. Hear me out. Sonic Forces should have been a Shadow the Hedgehog game. Here's why. Infinite should have been a Shadow villain. It would have made more sense. If you had kept his personality the exact same but made him a Shadow villain, it would have made more sense. He's a brooding character, a whining brooding character, but he would face against another brooding character. That's a better combination in my opinion. That, and wouldn't it make more sense to go after Shadow if Sonic was kidnapped? Because Shadow is like, forgive me, Shadow's second option and second pick when it comes to the Sonic crew going out like for calling on people to do certain tasks and stuff. Shadow would have to be coming next, so it would make more sense if Sonic Forces was a Shadow the Hedgehog game, like maybe Shadow the Hedgehog 2. Could it be called Shadow Forces?
Shadow Forces.
You may never know.
That would have been interesting. Yeah. You never. Yeah, but I do agree that Infinite should have been so bloodthirstily after Shadow, after the embarrassment that he caused them. I think that would have been a very interesting plot thread. Just have Shadow be his main op. I think that would have been really cool.
It would have been it would have made a lot more sense, in my opinion. It would have given Shadow a little bit more spotlight too, honestly, at that point in time.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least they put an episode Shadow thing in there. At least they brought him in.
Yeah. At the very least. Give us a little, like a crumb of Shadow.
Him.
A little bit. But hey, it is what it is. Go play Sonic Forces Overclocked if you want a better game.
I need to. Actually, I was. This is some stuff I was going to do. I'm still waiting to do it. I'm going to be streaming some of those Sonic games, and I want to play through Forces before I do the overclock thing, because I don't have Forces at the moment.
All right, yeah.
I have my own question, actually, if you're up for it.
No.
Okay, well, stream's over, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.
No, good.
Are there any roles that you might be looking to try out for or look forward to in any other projects that you might be thinking of? Or any projects you might be hoping to be part of? Not like recent, but let's say any specific franchises you might be looking into doing. If they actually had any projects similar.
There is one little franchise called Sonic the Hedgehog, and I really want to. I've gone on record saying this. I would trade every single role, every single future role I would ever take if I got the opportunity to voice Silver in official Sonic canon. I love that character. I love that character to death. I think, and we've spoken about this briefly, I think he's severely underutilized, and I hope to change that with an upcoming project that I have that I can't talk about yet. But give me Silver. I won't ask for any other role. That's all I want. I just want to voice Silver.
Chat, I think he likes Silver.
He's all right.
Oh, Isabella, thank you so much for the 1 gifted membership. Aki Edits, thank you so much for joining the membership.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
All right, so now this is gonna be a question.
But aside from,
I'm so sorry. Dang, I keep talking over you. Go ahead.
You're okay. Aside from the Sonic franchise, oh man, it's tough. I'd like to voice like a variant of Spider-Man. I think that would be really fun, like in like either an animated show or a game or something.
I can see.
But
Spider-Man Noir. Spider-Man Noir.
No, I'm too high registered to be Nicolas Cage Spider-Man, but I appreciate it. No, I would like to be in a fighting game. That's what I would like to do. I love fighting games. I love the genre as a whole. I would love to be in a fighting game. Like Either like a Guilty Gear. For people who play fighting games, Guilty Gear or Street Fighter, I would love to be a part of that franchise in one way, shape, or form. That would be cool.
Yeah. I just saw a funny thing. I'm sorry. Somebody said, "Let your boyfriend speak." I'm like, "Are you directing that at me?" Like, wait a minute.
He's so tiny. let your short king speak.
Chat,
That's all good.
Chat, what if I made him smaller?
make him like microscopic. Like you have to zoom in like the 200 times to see him.
I got you. All right, there you go. There you go, chat.
he's still the ultimate life form.
Yeah, he's
no matter how small or big he is.
Oh, another question from actually, hang on. Is there anybody else here who have asked a question, but we did not get to it? Because I know a couple of people asked a couple of questions. Hello?
Let's see. Sorry, just like I just saw this tiny shadow. Let's see. Let's see. Jared Vale asked to Rangoon once more. What's your favorite version of Sonic personality and design wise? Okay, I'm gonna be so honest with you, chat. I think my favorite Sonic design is actually from the intro cutscene to Sonic CD. That's my favorite design of the character.
Okay.
Close second is Movie Sonic, actually.
Let's go!
I think the design of Movie Sonic, it took some adjusting, but when you sit with it, it makes more sense to me.
I want you to
I don't know how
I want you to repeat what you said. Air quote, some adjusting. Just let that sink in for a second. I think some is a bit. I think some is a bit low on the dial for what they had to change with that character. Yeah. How quickly you forget.
Yeah, no, people look at the arms, like the arms and legs, and it's like, oh, they're blue now. Okay, that's cool. The lightning is probably the best design choice for the characters. I really like that. It's a cool little thing that everyone has now. I think it's really sick. Yeah, those two are my favorite.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I'm just glad they decided to bring Pumas in and not freaking Nikes. Because I remember originally he was supposed to wear Nikes, and that was so bad, so wrong.
Yeah, it would have been crazy if Shadow wore Jordans or something. I would have loved that. I want Universe
bro, that's hilarious.
Shadow wears J's.
No, I need an art now of Shadow wearing Air Jordans with the rockets underneath it.
So funny enough, there was a trend that I accidentally started years ago, where I showed a blue and white pair of Jordans, and I put silver next to it, and I was just like, what if? And then I forgot that I think their name is b.layer2 on Instagram and Twitter. They drew the team SSS with J's, and it's really cool. I gotta find it, but I think someone already did it. But yeah, no, Chad, if you want to do art for Sonic characters with J's, please, by all means.
Alrighty. What other questions? Actually, no, I have my own personal question for you.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna call you out very quick. What's your least favorite thing about Silver?
It's not his fault, what I'm about to say. It's not his fault. It is mainly on the I guess Sega's approach to dealing with the character now, because they kind of wrote themselves into a corner with him being relevant to only things being affected in the past. That's really it. Outside of, if there's no issue in the present, he has no issue in the future. And I think that kind of limits the character immensely. Because it's hard to work with that. as opposed to like things can just appear in Sonic and Shadow's world, and it's like, oh, we gotta fix it now. Silver would have already either fixed it, or he has to go back in time to fix it, or help them fix it.
That kind of
He can't really stand on his own.
that kind of makes no sense in a sense of matter when it comes to like the stuff that they go through, because after the events of 06, which apparently 06 is no longer canon, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
There were a couple of events that did take place that should have required Silver's help. One, I think that, well, okay, kind of yes and no, was the Time Eater. He wasn't there to help, but he was there, which kind of makes sense that he was there.
Which is,
but he should have. But you know, it's like he should have had a bigger role.
He should have. It's very bizarre because he was there before the Time Eater even showed up. He was at the party. He was there already, just doing his thing. But he should have been the one to like be like, guys, oh my god, there's this big freaking thing. He's gonna come and destroy the timeline. We have to stop him. But I don't know. Like, yeah, exactly. He should have had a big role to play in a time travel-esque game. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a missed opportunity there. What was he doing? Sonic X Silver Generations. When's that game coming out? I need to know what he was up to.
You know, I'd love to see a bunch of other villains that Silver could have had, because it would make that would actually make more sense for like a Silver the Hedgehog game, where you just give him his own game in general, where he's in the future alone, and that's where he comes across Blaze from like the Soul Dimension, and he starts bouncing between Blaze, his world, and Blaze's world for stuff. I know Sega doesn't have the budget for that, but
yeah, but you know, that to follow up with that, it's funny you like say that verbatim, because there is a project I'm working on that hopefully rectifies this issue with the character. And if Sega doesn't want to do it, I'll do it because there's a lot of cool stories you can tell with this character, and I don't understand why they don't.
There's a bunch of cool stories you can tell with probably 90% of the cast in the Sonic crew, basically.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
Yeah, like Knuckles especially.
Oh yeah.
Like he's the last one, but he's not doing anything. I don't feel like we could dive more into that. I don't know.
Could give Knuckles his own time traveling adventure.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, they kind of did it with Dark Brotherhood, but you know. Yeah.
Alrighty, what other questions are there? Because my thing does not want me to scroll apparently between the questions and answers.
I got it. So Reverse Speed Official asks, this question is for random and movie. If you had the one more time. This question is for random and movie. If you had the option to, what would you change about Sonic 3? That's a good question. I like that.
Okay, you know what? You go first with this.
You go first.
No, you go first.
No, I go first.
Oh God, I'm about to go on a ramble, so you might.
I'm ready.
All right. There are a couple things I would have changed with this. I would have slightly changed the beginning. I would have made it longer. I would have personally. I would have. I was trying to think. There was something else. It was something about like Shadow and some interaction with a character I would have changed. Oh yeah, no, I would have given Shadow more interaction with Knuckles.
Yeah. Aside from him low diffing him in Tokyo.
Oh no, so let me explain that very quick. I'm gonna start with the Shadow and Knuckles. I would have given them their own 5-minute freaking brawl out, dude. I want to see Knuckles and Shadow throw hands. That was the one thing I wanted to see in the movie. I know it's a Sonic and Shadow thing, but I need to see those two throw hands. You never see Sonic and you never see Knuckles and Shadow throw hands. You never see it.
Yeah.
Only time is in comics, and that's not good enough. I'm sorry. That's pages. I need to see Knuckles and Shadow actually throw hands with each other. I need to see those two brawl
and
it out.
I felt like Knuckles, he just has to get his hands on Shadow, but once he does, he could really do some serious damage on him.
And if you think about it,
and also because he's like intrinsically tied to the Master Emerald and via by proxy Chaos Energy, he'd be like a really good check for Shadow, I feel. I don't know. I feel like you're right. They missed that out.
Now, if we're gonna go basic Sonic and basic Knuckles and Shadow, that kind of makes sense. But with specifically for the movie versions, here's my thing with that. Think about it this way: Sonic had we're gonna go with Sonic 2 very quick. Knuckles is a trained martial artist and brawling fighter in the Sonic community. Now, keep in mind, Sonic went toe to toe with Knuckles, even though he lost.
Yeah.
He went toe-to-toe with Knuckles, and he has no training whatsoever. Shadow has no training, but he has experience with chaos energy. Put an expert fighter against, I'm just gonna say air quote, a chaos warlord. How would that turn out? Think about it that way.
It's tricky.
Because think about it.
It's really tricky.
Also, a lot of people say, I know a lot of people say that Shadow one-tapped the Team Sonic. I want to say something very quick. Yes and no, he one-tapped them. He one-tapped them, yes, but they were not prepared for that fight whatsoever. Knuckles, when Sonic and Shadow were starting to fight each other, even though it was super form, Sonic and Shadow were kind of tied with each other when it came to fighting, with like even in general. If Team Sonic had more preparation and knew what they were going up against, higher percent chance they probably would have survived. Not survived, won.
Yeah. They would have won that fight.
They probably would have won that fight. Because I really think that Knuckles is getting done dirty in the Sonic movies, bro. Like, I get it. Like, he gets a lot more recognition now because it's Knuckles, but he's being done dirty for the stuff that he can and should be able to do. I really think 100%. If he actually got the shot, he could knock the freak out of Shadow. He could knock Shadow out if he had the chance. I know Knuckles could have. That's why I really wanted to see their fight. Now, as for changing the beginning, here's what I mean. I feel like... Hear me out. I feel like they introduced Shadow a little too early and a little too quickly. I really love how they introduced him. I just think they did it a little too quickly. Like, they jumped... I feel like they jumped straight into the actual fights and the issues before kind of giving it that, like, Sonic 2 vibe, where they kind of get into, like, emotion of the lifestyle that's going on at the moment. And how the family is doing, instead of just going straight into, this guy broke out of jail, now he's causing havoc. Or no, he didn't even cause havoc. Let me rephrase that. He didn't even cause havoc. He was just walking around. He was minding his own business. Yeah. And they just started shooting at him. I want to keep that in mind. He was trying
to go home, actually. Back to where he grew up in.
Yeah, I had to
But the ops came in and said, put your hands in the air. No. And that's he got mad, obviously. I get it.
Another thing as well, by making it longer, I really feel like they rushed some of the dialogue to some extent, and they really didn't go into like a full emotional moments. Like, it was more so straight logic. Go, here's the explanation. You could put some emotion behind that, because I feel like if you put more emotion between some of the characters' interactions, it would have made the movie a lot better. I get they were kind of on like a budget. But I really feel like that if you made the movie longer and given it more dynamic and a little bit more emotion behind the characters, more emotion, like more so in the beginning. Like when you get to the middle and the end, when you get to around like the middle and the end, it's really good. It's just the beginning that threw me off a lot. That made me feel like there wasn't enough in the beginning. Now, somebody might argue saying, what's there to say? Shadow broke out. It's Shadow the Hedgehog. What do you want to do? You could have a better introduction than just saying, here he is.
Yeah. There he goes.
Now, I know a lot of people are saying, I would have changed up his story. Like, I really don't have a problem with his story. I like how they made him a little different. Yeah. I like how they made him a little different.
Yeah. People need to understand that it's a whole new continuity, and there are going to be changes while trying to adapt the original source material. However, what I'm about to say, the movie does suffer from, like, it doesn't know what emotion it wants to convey sometimes. And I say that in relation to the jokes. I feel like after I see the greatest dap up in history, I don't think it should cut right back to Eggman slapping himself. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like little things like that really ruin the tension of the movie. and really undercut like the emotional aspect of what's going on. Because right before that scene, Shadow realizes like, oh, maybe I want to be good. Maybe this is what Maria actually wanted. And it's a really deep, tender moment between the two characters realizing like, yeah, we do have a choice. We could be better than what life made us out to be. They have the craziest dap up in history, and then we just see Gerald spanking Eggman. Like, what? What is that?
It's
very strange.
The only explanation I have for that, it's Jim Carrey. Like, what are you gonna fucking do, bro? It's Jim Carrey. He's gonna get something like that in. I personally loved the interaction between Sonic and Shadow. I don't care what anybody else says. Their interaction for the movies is exactly how I pictured it since the second movie came out. Sonic was gonna get upset that Tom was gonna get hurt and he was gonna go after Shadow. That's literally what I was thinking that was gonna happen. Because other than that, there was no other reason for movie Sonic to actually want to go after Shadow except for just saving the world. There had to be a prime reason that Sonic would want to beat the living crap out of Shadow. And that's the reason why.
And he did.
I love...
and he sure did.
A lot of people had an issue with this, from what I remember. People didn't like the fact that Sonic and Shadow had such a mutual understanding for each other, and not that Shadow just despised Sonic. Shadow doesn't despise Sonic, even though Sega makes it seem to be that way. I like how he doesn't despise him. I like how it's more so they don't agree morally. I can see the direction. They don't agree morally with each other, but the fact that they actually had like a mutual understanding to where they could actually get along and have a witty banter was so good to me. The dap up I was not expecting. That was just a cherry on top of the icing and cake. I'm not gonna lie. That was something else. All right, well, I blabbered on enough. No. What do you think?
So yeah, I for all the same points that you made, I agree. I think the decision to give Shadow amnesia, I know why they're doing it. It's because they want to build up Black Arms later. Like, they want to make a whole dedicated show or movie for Shadow that focuses purely on that. I get that. That's cool. I do like his relationship with Maria in this movie. It feels real and grounded, for as real as a human meeting an alien hedgehog can get, as opposed to the games where they're kind of just like, they don't, it doesn't feel organic in the games. They changed that a bit in Generations, but in the movie, you really get to see why Shadow was so up in arms about her death. Like, you get it. Aside from the obvious, in the game, she got shot in front of him. But here, there's like, you see the relationship that was built between the two of them. You get it. So when she dies, like, it has gravitas. Like, you feel it. It's really impactful. My biggest thing was just like the emotional inconsistency of the movie. Like, again, I get it. I know it's a quote-unquote kids movie, but Sonic throughout the franchise has been able to tell serious stories without jokes, and it's been better for it. You can have jokes. Jokes aren't the issue. It's just like there's a time and a place, right? Like when Shadow is in Gerald's face, like, I see the base is right there. Let me go in and get what we need to get. I want revenge. And then the next scene he says revenge guac. What? Like, it's a very meme thing to say, but like, why would he say that? Why would he like realistically say that when he's angry? He wants to literally kill everyone. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious. No, I like that. Because I like how it was Jeff Fowler, one of the creators, I think it was one of the animators of Shadow the Hedgehog who wrote the movie. He did amazing with Shadow there at that point. I like the secret Latino meme though that was going on there. The secret Latino fucking joke that happened in that movie. It was hilarious.
It was tastefully done. I just hope they don't drag it out. I hope that's the only time I hear that joke. But they did it in a way where it was like, oh yeah, check it out. It's pretty cool. And it was done right. I feel like that was good. But I like his character. I like the fact that he's like competitive with Sonic, because that's kind of what he is. I really like how he came full circle at the end. It was really nice. It's really nice to see him like work hand in hand with Sonic when the chips are down. He's like, yeah, no, this guy's all right. I'm gonna work with him. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's about it, though, really. There's nothing really else wrong with that movie. The only thing that I really
Yeah.
actually agree with is the fact that they did not put in that Maria getting shot happened. Here's why. A lot of people are complaining about that as well with the whole cancer thing as well. So, number one, why do you want to see somebody get cancer? Like, dude, no. Why?
Yeah.
At the same time, though, it's like, I get it. It's a part of, like, the backstory. But you have to think, though. Shadow the Hedgehog, his game that explains his backstory, was made in 05. It was made in 05.
Yeah.
We're in 25. That's a 2-decade-year difference right there. A lot has changed since then. They're not going to put something that dark in a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Specifically the Sonic
As much as the fan wants it, yeah. But in a way, it's kind of more messed up if you think about it. She gets blown up. Like, I remember watching, I was like, oh my god, that's mean.
That's
like they didn't shoot her, but like she got blown up. Oh my god.
I still think, what's his name? What's the general's name? The
old dude, Walters. Commander Walters.
I think Walters got done dirty, bro, by so many other characters and stuff like that, because he's the one dude who said, no, don't shoot these people. He was looking out for Shadow, and he gets fucking mollywopped. He got mollywopped. I'm like, nah, bro, that's not fair. That is not fair. For once the government actually did something right.
It's just tough for Shadow because the last person he did see was Walters, and in the state that he was in, the moment he sees him, like, I get why he went after him the way that he did. But yeah, no, that's all I really got to say. I think it's a fun movie. I think personally people like the second movie more, but I like this movie the best out of the 3 so far. Also, post-credit scene goes hard.
It does, actually, yeah. Actually, is that considered a spoiler, or can we say it?
I think at this point, if you haven't seen the movie, it is what it is. Like, it's been out for a while on home release, and
Paramount Plus,
it was in the theaters for a bit.
Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's out now, guys.
I think we can say it now. Personally, for me, all right. So spoiler warning. Actually, spoiler warning. If y'all haven't seen it, sorry, but we have to say it because it's been confirmed. I love movie Amy's design. I love how she looks. I love the introduction. I was blown away at the cutscene because I saw Metal Sonic. I'm like, oh, we're about to throw hands. They're about to throw hands, and then I see like there's a whole army of them. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Wait.
Yeah.
That threw me off like so much that when I saw the army. And the next thing you know, Amy comes out. I figured that Amy would come out of nowhere. But when I saw Metal Sonic, I was excited. I see the whole army. I'm like, oh, he's dead. There's no way he's surviving that.
Yeah.
That is impossible. You're not surviving an entire army. You can barely handle one.
It makes you wonder if they're going to go with, like, they're going to draw obviously inspiration from the Metallics, from the Fleetway comics. But Amy's design, both of their designs are insane. Metal Sonic looks like he's ripped right out of the game. Like, it's nuts. And the movie Amy with the Red Riding Hood fit, 10 out of 10. I have one. It's insane. I was like, oh wow, she looks. And they're gonna improve upon the design before the movie comes out. It's like, wow, even as like a post-credit scene design, it's phenomenal. I was like, that's really good.
Like, I love the bang design she has on her in the movie. I love it more than the modern one. I'm sorry, I'm biased, but I like the one in the in the movie better than the one in the games, because the one in the movie makes her look, I don't know, makes her look more girly. I like that. I like that. I really like the bang design that she had. It's personally one of my favorite things about her design in the movie so far. I hope they keep that design.
I think
if they switch it to the normal one, I'm gonna be mad.
It would be funny if the roles were reversed in Sonic 4 and Sonic is the one chasing after Amy. Like, he's crushing on her. I think that would be really funny.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, I think that would be very funny. But she's like super not into him. Not right away, anyway.
Yeah. Alrighty, we are about 57 minutes into the stream. I think we'll go about maybe 30 more minutes or so. I'll probably end it out there because this wasn't going to be a long stream because I don't want to take up too much of your time.
You're good, man. It's all good. I've been seeing for the last like 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Kitty asks, do I like murder drones? Never seen it. Hopefully that answers your question. Never seen it.
You might actually like it. Murder Jones is such a good fucking series. I'm sad they ended it though. It was one of Glitch's best series, and then they just ended it.
Oh, really?
Well, they ended it. They rushed through it. I don't know. They were there was a bunch of stuff going on with that. I don't know if they're gonna bring it back or not. I was like, I'm not getting to that on stream. That's a different conversation for another time.
Yeah. But yeah. What other questions do we have, guys? Ask away. Chad, if you saved Maria, what would you do? What? How would I change things? I'd get out of the damn pod and actually fight back. I don't know why he just didn't chaos control his way out of the pod, but that's just me.
I think it's because, well, you have to think he's going through a very emotional moment at that time. He was not thinking.
That's very true.
And it's very possible that the pod could block his chaos energy because they had containers. And they had glass containers that were containing his chaos energy as he was being drained. I think they used the exact same material to keep him within the container. I don't think he was able to get out.
Felipe, can you confirm? I think Felipe can confirm because that's exactly what we did.
I think he said he left, so I don't know if he's still in the stream or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
He said he watched
but yeah, no, that I always thought that. Yeah, I always figured that was the case. I always thought that was funny.
I kind of like how they screwed around with the Eclipse cannon, though. I kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie. I like how it was similar to the Arc, where you go to that main stage area.
Yeah.
But I like how it was just its own separate thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was very, very. It felt scary, just like in the game. It felt very scary. Like the power behind it, you really did not want this thing to go off. And I really liked the tension they built with it. Yeah, no Bio-Lizard, but what are you gonna do? You know.
You never know. They could introduce the Bio-Lizard.
Yeah, he could show up in the flashback or something. I don't know. Or maybe later on, maybe it's the last ditch contingency by Gerald. He's locked away somewhere.
I do hope that Shadow gets his own spin-off movie or series.
He's 100,000% going to. That movie made so much money that there's no way that they're not going to deal with it.
Oh,
there's no way.
You want to know something else that made me laugh like hell in that movie?
What made you lull?
The build-up to Gerald's downfall was just him pushing off Robotnik, getting it stabbed by the little porcupine quill, and then it was just such a dramatic, like, even though it was kind of goofy, it was such like a dramatic event for him getting hit.
Yeah.
And then him just instantly dying, like as if he was in a bug zapper.
A lot of people were upset with that, but I was just like, I mean,
no, that was funny.
You know. Yeah. How else is gonna go out, you know?
Like what's gonna happen?
Like I don't know. What else can you really do with this guy? Lindsay and Jake Kangaroo Mouse says, "Hey Random, you're my favorite version of Shadow." Thank you. It's very epic. Thank you.
Oh, hang on. That just reminded me of something actually.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a question that I have. It's probably obvious, but it's a question I have. Was the Project Shadow fan film supposed to be based off of the Sonic movies due to his design and how the story was supposed to be? Was it based off of the Sonic movies?
Yes.
Let's go!
Felipe would tell you, but he actually did not plan for Paramount to drop Shadow so early / tease him at the end of Sonic 2. It just so happened to line up the way that it did, because he was gonna make he made the Project Shadow design based off of obviously the Sonic movie, but this was before the post-credit scene came out, and he was just like, oh my god, now I have to make it because he's coming. So like when Sonic 2 came out, that's when the teaser came out for Project Shadow, and it just lined up perfectly. Like it was, even he to this day, he's like, oh my god, I can't believe they just dropped Shadow. I did not expect that. So yeah, no, it was based off of the movie universe.
Let's go. Cool. Perfect timing.
Yeah, legit. It was so crazy.
Also, that just reminds me of like some lore about myself in the channel that I don't know if a lot of people here actually remember this.
Speak your truth.
I used to voice Movie Shadow on my own channel. Like, legit. I did
Nice.
movie shadow content when the first movie came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was so
Like people
upset.
had already like made concepts of movie shadow.
Oh yeah, no, my voice for him was awful. Do not go back to the first video I had as Shadow. Do not go back to that video.
Yeah. It's okay.
I keep it there for lore story. If I could remove it, I would. But
Yeah.
the lore keeps me from doing it.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. If you go back and listen to like my early version take of Shadow, is like, oh, bro, it's a little rough.
But I used to voice Shadow and Sonic, like both of them, and I would alternate between their voices. Like, you know how some people might record two characters, but not at the same time. They would do it like, you know,
different sessions.
Yeah, I did it back to 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 back, one take every video.
Oh wow.
And I didn't even do an
Jesus.
actual Shadow voice. Actually, I did like the most aggressive chain smoker voice you could ever think of. He was not Shadow, let me tell you. I made him the most angry, dislikable person.
Was he just like your stereotypical "I'm the coolest" like kind of voice or something?
No, let me
kind of like that.
No, I think I can still do it. Let me see if I can try to replicate his personality very quick.
All right, chat.
Because it's
chat. We got a first person exclusive.
Let me
blast from the past.
Let me look at my channel very quick. Let me see the last time I actually made a video as him, because I know for a fact it's been a hot minute since I've ever actually made. I remember which video it was though that I ever last did a video with that voice. It was an Uno video.
Yeah. In the meantime, Dr. Ivo Robotnik asked to Random Goon, how did you get the role as Shadow in Felipe's project? He put out a casting call. This is a good question. He put out a casting call for the English dub on Twitter back in September of 2023. And I actually wasn't gonna audition. And I'll tell you why. I was lazy. I literally saw the announcement. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna do it. And then I just did it on a whim. I was like, oh, you know, it couldn't hurt, right? And sure enough, he sends me the email that changed my life. He's like, hey, we want to call. You're getting a call back. Can you like hop on Discord and we'll go through some lines? I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. And even then, I didn't think I was gonna get it. And then the next day, or like the next week or something, I got an email saying you were cast as Shadow in Project Shadow English dub. And I said, I remember looking at the email for like 5 minutes because I couldn't process because at the time, like I think I was at a party, so I was I had a drink or two, so I wasn't sober. When I read the email, it immediately sobered me up. I was immediately sober. I was like, I started crying, I think I started crying. I was like, wow, dude, I cannot believe I got this. Moral of the story is just do it. It goes back to what I said originally. You want to do it, just do it, man. Yeah. You never know. You never know.
All right, so I found the video where I last did that. It's been 8 months since I last, like, not on a consistent basis, but just doing it in general. And that's when I had a shitty mic too. I had a very shitty mic. Like literally every time I screamed as the character, it went static. You'd probably get you'd probably get an ear rape from. Not probably.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Let's
see if I can replicate the voice. Oh my god.
Okay.
So hang on. Do you want me to show you the difference? I will give you my take on Shadow, and then I'll show you the actual voice. Let me do it.
Yeah, right. I'm done.
I am Shadow the Hedgehog, the world's ultimate life form. If you dare cross me, I will make sure you suffer eternal pain, far worse than death.
Not bad. That's really good, actually. You got his gruff down. That's pretty cool. And I like that.
Okay, now here's mine. I will make sure you suffer every little bit if you ever call me a stinking freaking hedgehog ever again. I swear, if I find you, I will make sure I ram your head into the concrete.
That's pretty epic.
Yeah, hard metal rock and roll. Dab me up, my boy.
Yo, dab me up for real. I like the gruffness. It's really cool.
Do you want to know why I'll always have that as nostalgia for me?
Yeah.
Do you want me to give you an average Joe conversation between Sonic and Shadow with those two voices?
Do it right now.
Chat, somebody please animate this. This is gonna be hilarious.
All right, everybody.
You know,
look.
I seriously think that I got more screen time than you. Now listen here, you son of a freaking gun, okay? I got more screen time than you. I got more fans than you. And yet you were in the second movie for, what, 2 minutes? And you needed to be put in the third one when I have an entire franchise? Now listen here, I am not worth 2 pennies of budget, okay? I have about $2 million worth in budget needed to put me up into this franchise. Do you understand me? And then there's that situation where Jeff Fowler had to put you in a situation where you had to cry. You cried too! What do you mean?
He's got a point.
Now keep in mind, I would do that for about 30 minutes.
It's tough, man. Hopefully you were drinking water.
I was
I feel like
not.
you're throwing
No, I
crazy.
was not. That's
Oh
the
my
biggest
God.
thing. I was not drinking water. I was not drinking
Stay
water.
hydrated.
Stay hydrated, chat. You're gonna need it. You never know when you might suffer the consequences of your voices. But no, I would do that consistently. I did that for years. I did that almost daily.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I never lost.
Wow.
I lost my. Oh my god. No, actually, I remember. I lost my voice doing that at one point. I was doing a live stream. I was playing Rocket League.
Yeah.
I screamed so much as that character that my voice actually broke, and it went so.
Oh my god,
high
you gotta be
pitch.
careful.
I wish you could have seen it. I think
Yeah.
my friend Kawaii, hi Kawaii, how you doing? She will tell you that my voice was freaking destroyed when I did that live stream.
Yeah.
It was
I could
so
imagine.
bad. But
Because
yeah.
when I do Shadow's voice, like I have to take a break. Because especially when I scream, oh man, that like rips my throat apart if you're not careful. You gotta be careful.
I may or may not have just opened up a video Markiplier. Nobody worry about that.
Markiplier jump scare.
do not worry about that. But I
man.
got inspiration to do my take a movie Shadow at that point in time off of a different YouTuber named Shadow the Hedgehog, who had a very similar personality with his Shadow. I just took his concept of parody and tried to make it into my own thing because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
So
There's nothing wrong with that.
So I'm not original. I'm not original. I was inspired.
Yeah, that's okay. I do have a question for you and the chat, actually.
Oh, really?
So so it was around this time last year where we got the official, or it was rumored. It was heavily rumored, but like 90% confirmed that Keanu Reeves was going to be voicing Shadow.
Ooh.
Now that the movie has been with us for as long as it has, everyone's seen it. What is your take on, like, how do you feel about Keanu being Shadow? And also this applies to the chat as well. What do you guys think about that casting? I'm curious.
I think it was smart. I think it was a good idea. Here's my thing. When I first saw that that announcement, I was skeptical about it because I didn't know how true it was. Because this didn't come from Paramount. This came from Discussion Films.
Yeah.
And it was everywhere. But this did not come from Paramount. This did not come from Sega. It didn't come from any other official Sonic platform that was working on these Sonic movies anywhere else. It was just out there. So I did not know how true that was. I did not know it.
Yeah.
So because I didn't know how true it was, I was optimistic. And I already was getting started. The moment I saw it, just to keep up with the consistency thing, I started asking my friend Shadow Flare, who helps me out with my videos. He plays Movie Shadow for me. I asked him to start helping out. Well, a couple of other people play Movie Shadow for me. There's my friend Heaven Only Knows. There's a couple of other people that help me out a lot. But when I first started asking him, Shadow Flare, to help me out with my the Movie Shadow stuff, I asked him to go for the Keanu Reeves voice, but keep the personality the same when I was doing that whole rough chain smoker kind of personality. So that way it's still him, but let's see what happens when we change up the voice. The moment I heard him as Shadow, though, I just thought this is perfect casting, 10 out of 10. Like, you couldn't have done any better. Oh, actually, no, that's a lie. There were two options. I had two different thoughts. This is perfect, but there was also another choice. I'm not saying this dude would have done it better.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this dude would have done it better. I'm saying I personally would have loved to have seen Jason come back as Shadow for the third movie. I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah.
I really would have loved to seen that because I feel like even if the direction he was going in, Jason probably would have made a very good movie Shadow. I think Keanu Reeves, though, hit it spot on with the personality, though. Because of the direction they were going with Shadow, they made him more human than they did how he is in most of the movies and stuff like that, if that makes sense. They made him a lot more human than he originally was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So
like he's more grounded.
Yeah, he's more grounded and he's more human. That's what I like about it. That's what I love about the movies is they make the characters more human than they are in the games. A lot of people complain about the personalities. I'm sitting here, I'm like, they're supposed to be this way because they are supposed to act like humans. Not entirely.
Yeah,
but this is based off of like human knowledge and human interactions. They're gonna be human.
This is how people that would talk on the street this is a regular conversation, like they feel like real people, like this is how people would talk. Oh man, I'll tell you right now, I remember reading it and I remember being like, I have to hear it because I don't know. I was like, I like Keanu, I think it's a natural pick, but I have to hear it before I say anything because I don't know. And then of course I saw the trailer and I was like, oh wow, okay.
They actually made a good pick. He sounds pretty good. Even though you can hear, actually that's pretty much everybody on the Sonic movie except for Shalina. You can hear all their voices through the characters, but it's not awful. It's like they chose, unlike most movies nowadays, I'm sorry, they chose actual good actors to play these characters.
Yeah.
So they didn't just BS their way through it.
Yeah. And this was a very interesting time because I was around the same time too. Out of nowhere, David Humphrey decides to like update his Twitter page and everything like that to like him recording something, and everyone thought that David was going to reprise his role as Shadow. I would have loved to have been in a world where that was possible.
A world of British Shadow.
Yeah. Yeah. British Shadow goes hard.
British.
Yeah, you'd be the most. Oh my god, that would have been amazing. But I would have loved to have seen, like, how if David did reprise his role, like how that would have played out. Because I think David, in my opinion, he's in the top 3 actors for me. And spoilers, and I'm sorry if this gets a lot of people upset. I love Jason. I don't think he's a top 3 Shadow. I don't think he's a top 3 Shadow.
Really?
He's iconic. He's iconic for sure. But here's the tier list for the best, right? So 3 being the third, first being the best. It goes David. It goes Ian Hanlon. That's my boy Ian. Shout outs to Ian. Sonic Prime Shadow. And then there's the Japanese voice actor for Shadow that still voices him to this day.
That's impressive.
I think, yeah, like when you listen to those 3 individually, you're like, oh wow, okay. But there's something about Ian, he takes the character in a completely different direction and makes it very believable.
Yeah.
If we're talking about grounded voice actors that sound believable, that's Ian to a T. David is iconic because he was the first to do it on the English side of things, and I think he has cemented himself as his own version of the character, like soft-spoken, firm, kind of a dork. And then there's the Japanese voice actor for Shadow, who is, I don't even have words to say. It's like, that's the character. When I close my eyes, that's the character for me.
Yeah.
But with Keanu, I was like, it took some adjusting because he sounds very old. He sounds very old because Keanu Reeves is an older guy, right?
Yeah.
So to hear that come out of Shadow was like very like, okay, I gotta adjust. I gotta remember this isn't a human. This is an alien anthropomorphic hedgehog. So things are subject to change. They don't have to follow the same rules humans do. Um, my only thing with Keanu was I wish he was given better direction with certain things, like the scene where Maria dies. I feel like he should have been more furious. He should have been showcasing more sadness. Um, and even when it cuts back to the current day, when he screams and he powers up the arc, I feel like the scream could have been delivered better, but I don't think it's Keanu's fault.
No,
I think it is purely it's just the direction. So I can never take that away from Keanu, but when Keanu was in the zone, I was like, that's Shadow.
Yeah,
Like for this version of the character, that's good. That's really good.
Like, I think another thing with his voice for Shadow that really fit was just like in those moments where he was dead as about to screw when he wasn't screwing around, his voice made Shadow sound so cold, but I think that's what made it so impactful. Was at that moment in time, Shadow was a very cold person at that point in time in the movie. He did not care. Well, I mean, no, he cared, but like he refused to show it because of the pain that he went through. So when his voice came out portraying Shadow's personality to make him sound cold, it made it better. Oh yeah, Kawhi brought up a good point actually. Yes, for me it was a miss on the voice actor take when Sonic X Shadow Gens for Keanu voices in the DLC came out.
Oh, I didn't want to talk about that. That was rough. Oh my god.
This is what happened. They gave Kirk's instructor and Kirk's lines to Keanu. It didn't work.
Yeah, it was again. I don't think it's Keanu's fault because I know Keanu's a great actor. He's a great actor, phenomenal actor, and a great voice actor. Like, so when I heard it, I was like, that's purely direction. Like, there's no way Keanu just walked in and is like, it. It just like started voicing the character like that. I was like, no, bro, not like this. It's a direction issue.
Yeah,
which is fine.
Direction issue.
What are you gonna do?
Another thing that kind of that I was hoping that wouldn't happen was having Kirk as Shadow. Here's why. I have no issue with Kirk. I love Kirk as Shadow, but I hear him way too much.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm glad they did something different, which I'm not surprised they went after Keanu, considering that they were going after celebs for such a popular fan-based movie. But I'm glad they went with somebody else other than Kirk, because I have no issues with Kirk. I love Kirk as a voice actor for Shadow, but Kirk has been used so much. It's good that they got somebody else to do it.
Yeah, you want it to be different in the in a different continuity. Obviously, Tails is the big elephant in the room because he's voiced by Colleen, who voices the character in the games.
I feel like there's really no issue you can go wrong with there.
Exactly. See, right there, that's different because I don't know. That just I can't see anyone else voicing the character or can't. But I think Keanu was a good call. I think Keanu was a good call for what they were going for.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that was a good question you asked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was on a lot of people's mind for the last year, and I was just curious to see if it was still a hot topic of discussion because a lot of people were divided on it, if I remember correctly. But that was before the trailer came out, and I was like, nope, that's Shadow. No more fear. That's him.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that nobody made a movie Shadow model with freaking John Wick on it. That would have been hilarious. For like VR chat.
It'll happen.
Funny. That would have been funny. They did make a John Wick Shadow, just not a John Wick movie Shadow. That makes sense.
Oh really? It'll happen. I'm sure someone will do it.
Oh, hopefully.
It's only a matter of time.
Let's see. Flow City's been asking this for a while. Who's your favorite Sonic character headcanon? He already said this like 3 times.
Okay, character headcanon.
I think like man character.
Yeah, let's see. I'm thinking of mine, so if you have yours, go for it.
Headcanon can be any character, which is why I asked. Okay, I have to go with Sonic. I'm not gonna lie, just the boy. I have to go with Sonic, specifically movie Sonic,
Okay.
which is Sonic in general.
What's his headcanon?
I really don't know. I guess just any character at that point.
My favorite Sonic character headcanon. Do we have to say what the headcanon is for this character?
Yeah. Do we have? Yeah. Probably should have asked to specify the question.
Yeah, that's. I think that's my follow-up, because obviously my answer is Silver, but I gotta know, like, is it like something that we have a headcanon for the character for? If that makes sense. I'm trying to think in the meantime.
I like how everybody's calling you Movie Shadow.
I am not Movie Shadow. I am Epic Shadow. No, Keanu Reeves is Movie Shadow.
That's hilarious.
Oh man. I don't know if it's really a headcanon, but
You just gave me an idea, but I'll talk to you about that after stream.
okay. Okay. So Flacity said it can be both. So your favorite Sonic character headcanon, and what specifically? Like what headcanon specifically? Headcanon is Shadow does not like beating up Silver. He loves him genuinely and sees him like a younger brother. God, I'm so sick and tired of this the kick in the back of the head joke. I'm so sick of it. He loves him. He cares a lot about him, and he knows he respects Silver a lot. Does not dog on Silver. He loves him.
Definitely not biased at all.
No.
For me, I guess it's, oh boy, this is going into shipping fandoms, isn't it? I guess headcanon that Shadow is a bit nicer and better as a person because of Amy canonically, and he's not portrayed as just completely dark and brooding the entire time. At least he becomes a nicer person because of Amy and some of his other friends as well. But I guess Amy has that better touch with him. Rouge ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Rouge can't do shit with him.
It's interesting because looking back on it, Rouge has been like the one to kind of keep him in line. Also, like I think back to Sonic Adventure 2. Like throughout, like Shadow went out of his way to save her, and he didn't have to do it. As much as he wants to claim, like, oh, I was just doing it for the emeralds. No, you didn't. You did it because you cared about another person. And she even throws his existence into question. Like later on in the game when it shows when she like exposes the bio lizard, and then it kind of stops him, and he could have killed her right then and there.
Yeah, he could have.
He could have killed her because she was outed as a spy, and this is like one of the darkest versions of Shadow. He could have just took her out, but he didn't. I think Amy was like the final piece of the puzzle that really clicked for him. He's like, oh, maybe I really shouldn't be a bad person. And then in Sonic Heroes, Rouge goes out of her way to save him. And then in Sonic 06 specifically, she states, if the whole world turns against you, I won't. And it's a really cool moment in their relationship. It's like, oh, like no matter what happens, like they're homies, like they always have each other's back. It's interesting.
I thought Rouge was a lot closer to Shadow. To some extent, yes. In other ways, no. It's not confirmed nor denied who is closer to Shadow or not, because Shadow's closed off to everybody. He's just more nicer or more gentleman-like around certain characters, but he's closed off with everyone.
Yeah.
He's just more gentleman with certain people. He's not a gentleman towards Rouge. He's a gentleman towards Amy.
Yeah.
He's a gentleman towards
He's tolerant.
Vanilla. Yeah. Yeah. He's just closed off from everybody. Like he doesn't let anybody in. There was something else. Damn, what was the other thing I was gonna ask? It was like there was fuck, I forgot. Damn, probably come back to me later on.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, we are nearing the end of the stream. Anybody have any last minute questions? Alright, if you want to ask a question,
Yes.
Random, if you want to ask anything, you can go ahead.
I guess, what's it like Um, I'm trying to think. I had the question and I lost it, but it was more along the lines of like your origin. Now, how did you start out? Looking back, would you do anything different? With your YouTube success, like would you change anything uh leading up to this point? Because you have, and I'm looking at it right now, 214,000 subscribers. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Well, yeah, like how what started it? Like what was the thing that made you want to get into this? How did you get into it? What were some struggles that that resulted from doing this? Like, and how do you feel now after everything is said and done?
All
You
right.
know.
This question is gonna take a while to answer, so this will be the last question, and then I'm gonna have to end up the stream.
Okay.
I'm gonna start from the very beginning. As a kid, I always liked watching YouTube videos. There was just something about YouTube videos that just made me laugh as a kid. I watched people like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, the Robust people, Kwebbelkop, Jelly, and Slogo. I was that kid. I was that dude. I watched those people when I first started watching YouTube and stuff like that. And I've always wanted to be a YouTuber because I loved how chaotic they were. I loved how kooky they were. I love how they acted. I loved acting out as another character ever since I was a kid. I just loved doing it. There was just something about it that made me love it. So when I got back into YouTube, oh, what's up, Tito Tubby? Hello, welcome to the stream.
What's up, dude?
I'm add you as moderator. There you go. That's just a mutual of mine. He's helped me out a couple of times with some animations and stuff like that.
Hey, that's pretty cool. Hell yeah.
So, starting out, again, I was like 14. Starting out, I was watching some of the original character channels that were going around with some Sonic content and stuff like that. Some you probably know, some you probably don't. And when I was watching them, I felt inspired to do my own content. So, oh boy. When I originally started doing content, okay, I wanted to be different because there was already a Sonic character channel, there was already a Shadow one, there was a Vector one, I think, there was a Knuckles one. I wanted to be different.
A Vector one.
I believe so. Yeah, I don't remember if they still make content or whatnot, but I know there was a Vector channel.
Sick.
I'm nervous to say this. Because if you go back and look to the original video, it was ass. I originally tried to play as Shattuck reacting to videos. The thing with that the thing with that was, I wasn't doing a Sonic, I wasn't doing a Shadow, I was doing some sort of random dude voice.
Yeah.
So
you were random dude VO.
God, so I was started out as Shattuck, and over a while, I just got kind of tired of doing Shattuck because I'm just like, man, this doesn't call to me. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I go back to one of the popular Sonic Tuber YouTube channels. And I'm thinking to myself, I really want to do Sonic, but I don't want to do that one because I'm going to get mixed up either with that dude or my content is not going to show up because his is going to be more recommended.
Right.
How do I get myself noticed and how do I stand out? Well, what Sonic is there that that people don't really upload with? I was thinking to the Sonic movies. So I thought, why don't I do movie Sonic? And I started doing movie Sonic content. I never really like went fully deep in with the channel. Like I think the longest I went without uploading was like 6 months. Because I never really went anywhere with it because I didn't care for it. And I had a different channel at this time. It was called Blue Jolts. We don't talk about that. That's another life.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I almost knocked off my PC. Oh my god. Holy crap.
The memories.
Oh god. But yeah, so over time I started to see that my Movie Sonic channel started to grow a little bit. And it was starting to do a little bit better than my Blue Jolts channel. So I went back to the Movie Sonic one. And I started uploading there more. and I started gaining subs, not fast, but it was a little bit. I'd say, I can't really give a depiction about how much I gained a month, but I uploaded content consistently, and I started uploading more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
And over time, I started to get involved with other groups of friends who I don't talk to anymore due to controversy stuff between me and them and how they treated me as a human being. There was also those moments in time where, trying to think, there was also certain people I could talk to and used to work with that I don't really work with anymore, or I tried to work with. Now, it's probably nobody you know, because it was people that, like, I first started working with and I was at, like, maybe 500. Around there.
Right.
And they... I remember once... Give me a second.
Yeah.
Sorry, somebody came in.
Very good.
So yeah, some people I worked with, don't talk to them anymore. Some people just started treating me differently because I actually started growing. This whole controversy stuff. And the more I started to grow, the more I started to get more equipment, and I just started to try to improve on what I was doing.
Right.
Tito Tubby, thank you for the Blue Devil memberships.
Yeah. Shout out to Tito.
Basically, there was some stuff I went through, like drama and other stuff that did happen. But it was kind of like a it wasn't anything. Well, I can't really say that. It's just some stuff that you go through, because some people liked you for who you were, others didn't like you because you had something that maybe they didn't have and stuff like that.
Right.
If I could go back and change anything, I can't really think of anything. I'd say more so how I went about most of my content. Maybe I could improve on some of it back then. Could have done some stuff differently, but other than that, there was there's nothing really else for me to say with that. As for being a YouTuber in general, it's impactful. It means a lot because you can try to improve a person's day just by uploading a video and making them happy.
Yeah.
And at least trying your best to maybe get somewhere, because I've always wanted to be a voice actor. But another reason I like doing my YouTube channel is because, don't get me wrong, I'll do casting call stuff. But personally, I like doing YouTube because I can do my own stuff without having to worry about asking other people to do stuff for them. If I want to do something, I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Well, that's about it. So, that didn't take that long to answer, actually. So, that's it for the live stream, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in, Random.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And thanks for everyone coming through. And moral of the story is, if you want to make just start. It could be anything. Just do it.
Yeah, do what you want. You never know what might happen.
Exactly. You may get casted in a Shadow the Hedgehog fan film, you know.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's it, everybody. Have a good one.
See ya.